All right, let's dive into one of the most intense family dramas ever recorded. We're breaking down Genesis 27, a story all about deception, a stolen blessing, and a family feud that would literally shape history.
So what are we dealing with here? Well, think about this setup. You've got a blind, aging father, a fiercely determined mother, and two twin sons whose rivalry is about to explode. This is a story with incredibly high stakes, a gripping tale of ambition and the devastating fallout that comes from it. Okay, let's get into it.
So our story kicks off with the patriarch, Isaac. He's getting old, he can't see anymore, and he feels like his time is running out. He has one last sacred duty to perform, to pass on the patriarchal blessing. And you've got to understand, this wasn't just a simple prayer. This was a binding contract, a transfer of leadership, wealth, and divine favor to his heir.
So Isaac calls for his favorite son, Esau. Now Esau's the elder twin, a real man's man, a skilled hunter, and Isaac's request is deeply personal. He says, "Go hunt for me, prepare my favorite meal, and let's share it together one last time." This whole thing is meant to be the final ritual before he gives Esau this powerful, life-altering blessing.
But here's the first big twist. This private conversation, it's overheard. Isaac's wife, Rebekah, is listening, and here's the crucial detail. Her favorite son is not Esau, it's the younger twin, Jacob. As soon as she hears Isaac's plan, her mind starts racing, and she comes up with a shocking counterplan to steal that blessing. Rebekah's plan is just audacious. She tells Jacob, "Forget the hunt, just grab a couple of goats from our flock." She says, "I'll cook the meal myself." But the real core of the deception, the truly wild part, is the disguise. Jacob is going to wear Esau's clothes to smell like him, and then cover his smooth arms and neck with goat hide so he'll feel like his hairy brother. The goal? Impersonate Esau and literally steal the firstborn's blessing right out from under him.
Now, Jacob hears this and immediately points out a massive, potentially fatal flaw. He's like, "Mom, wait a second. Esau is a hairy man, and I'm a smooth man." He's terrified that his blind father will just reach out, feel his smooth skin, and the whole scheme will be exposed. He's worried he'll get a curse instead of a blessing.
But Rebekah, she doesn't even flinch. Her response is just chilling in its determination. She basically says, "If there's a curse, let it fall on me. Don't worry about it. Just do what I say." She is so committed to this plan that she is willing to take on any divine punishment that might come their way. The goal justifies any risk.
And so, the trap is set. Jacob, disguised with goat skins, smelling of his brother's clothes, takes that bowl of savory meat and walks into his father's room to pull off the ultimate deception.
Right away, Isaac is suspicious. Something just doesn't feel right. The voice he's hearing, it sounds like Jacob. So his first question is just hanging there in the air, heavy with doubt. "Who are you, my son?"
This is it, the point of no return. Jacob looks his blind father in the eye and tells a straight-up lie. "I am Esau, your firstborn." Then he actually doubles down, claiming God helped him find the game so quickly. So now he's adding blasphemy on top of the deception.
Isaac is still not convinced. He asks Jacob to come closer so he can feel him. And this leads to the absolute climax of the story. You have this incredible moment of sensory conflict. His ears are telling him one thing, but his hands are telling him something completely different.
In the end, though, the physical disguise works. The rough, hairy feeling of those goatskins, combined with that familiar, outdoorsy smell from Esau's clothes, it's enough to override his doubt. He asks one last time, "Are you really my son Esau?" And Jacob lies again, "I am." And with that, Isaac is finally convinced.
So, with his doubts finally quieted, Isaac eats the meal his son has brought him. He kisses him, and then he gives him the patriarchal blessing, those powerful prophetic words that were always meant for his firstborn. The theft is now complete.
And let's be clear, this blessing was the whole shebang. It promised prosperity, wealth from the land, dominance over other nations, and, this is the real kicker, authority over his own family. That line, "Be Lord over your brothers," officially seals Esau's fate. He's now destined to be subordinate to the very brother who just tricked him.
So Jacob got what he came for, but this story is far from over, because the whole deception is about to unravel in the most dramatic way you can imagine.
The timing here is just absolutely tragic.
The text says Jacob was scarcely gone from his father's room when Esau, the actual heir, walks in holding the very meal his father had asked for. We're talking moments apart.
When Esau announces who he is, the truth hits Isaac like a lightning bolt. The scripture says he trembled very exceedingly. He realizes he's been tricked. But listen to what he says next. Yea, and he shall be blessed. In their world, a spoken blessing was a binding, irreversible reality. You couldn't just take it back.
For Esau, this realization is just devastating. He's lost not just a blessing, but his entire future, his birthright, everything. His reaction is just pure, raw agony, a great and exceedingly bitter cry.
Esau begs his father for any blessing he might have left, and the contrast is just stark. Where Jacob was promised the fatness of the earth, Esau is told he'll live away from it. He's told he'll live by his sword, and most painfully, that he will serve his brother. The only tiny sliver of hope is a prophecy that one day his descendants will break free.
So, you see, this deception didn't really create a winner. All it did was shatter a family. It replaced brotherhood with a vow of revenge and forced the supposed victor into a life on the run.
Esau's grief quickly hardens into a cold, murderous hatred. He makes a vow to himself, as soon as their father Isaac is dead and the mourning is over, he is going to hunt down and kill his brother Jacob.
Rebekah, the architect of this whole scheme, hears about the death threat. And the irony is just staggering. Her plan to elevate her favorite son has resulted in his banishment. To save Jacob's life, she tells him he has to flee to a distant relative and stay there until Esau's anger cools down. She won the blessing for her favorite son, but in the process, she's lost them both.
So the story ends, not with triumph, but with total fracture. You've got a deceived father, a betrayed brother vowing murder, and the so-called victor fleeing for his life. And it leaves us with this heavy question that really lingers. What is the true and lasting cost of a stolen future?